Hi, this is my first YouTube video, but I hope this helps you all. I've got a 2010 Saturn Outlook that had the air conditioner drain plug or drain line plugged up. And what happened there was water ended up coming down on the passenger side, leaking out all over the floor. So if you've ever had this problem, this is how you take care of it. First thing you want to do is go under inside the car, and you're going to see this bowl right here, or this plastic cover, is what protects your blower motor. If you've got water that's been sloshing back and forth this way, that's because this is full and it has no way to drain out. And the reason why it's coming out over here is because your evaporator drain is plugged on the driver's side. So there's an easy way to get this off here. And I would like to first off commend the gentleman who did a similar type video on a Buick Enclave. Please watch that. It's under Leaky Buick Enclave, and he'll basically go through here and show you how to take this out. But what you'll find is there's two clips or screws or whatever. One's right here and one's right over here. You grab those with a pair of pliers, pull it down gently so as not to break it, slide this out, and once you get these loose, be very careful. If you are leaking out on the sides, this bowl's full. So you want to make sure you put something under there, a sponge or whatever, to get that water out. Once you've got this down, you'll have access to the blower motor, which is very simply removed by screwing it counterclockwise or to the right. And there's one wire that connects up, quick connector back up over here on the hump side. Once you take that loose, you can take that motor out, but you want to make sure you get it dry, because the motor has been sitting in water, and you want to make sure that it's clean and dry before you put that back in there. So now I'm going to move over to the driver's side and kind of expand a little bit on what he had done in his video to show you where the drain is. Okay, now we're on the driver's side over here, and I want to show you, and I'll expand on what was shown in the previous Leaky Buick Enclave video. What that gentleman basically said was there's two ways to access the tube. It comes down from the firewall, it runs down basically right through here, and it comes out right in this area down inside the vehicle. And I'll get in here a little bit closer to show you more, and just follow my light. But what you've got is right up here on the inside, that behind this cover, that line comes from the firewall down to about right here, and then exits the bottom of the floor. Okay? Well, it was first mentioned that you can take this panel off, and it's not very easy at all to get this panel off. In fact, I had to quit because I thought I might break something. He also mentioned that right down this area here is where the drain plug goes, or drain goes through the floor. You can pry that up, but I will tell you, if you have that and it's plugged up to where there's nothing coming out, there's a lot of water staying up there by the evaporator. So you may not want to do that. What I did was I went under the vehicle after I'd seen his video, saw where it came out, tracked that down, and it's a much easier way, which I'll show you in the next segment, on how to drain that. Because there's a lot of water that was trapped up in there, and when it let loose, it was like I got a bath. So I'll show you that in the next segment. Okay, now we're under the vehicle, and I'm going to show you the location of where this drain plug is. As you can see, there's this frame rail right here, and then behind that, where my light's shining, there is a small plastic skid plate. I'm going to move onto the car now and show you what you've got. But they're 10 millimeter, there's two 10 millimeter nuts and two 10 millimeter bolts that hold this little skid plate in place. So I'm going to go under, and my picture's going to kind of get screwy. But once you're down here, right on the inside of this metal frame rail, you'll see one bolt, right, or one nut right here. As we move over here, you'll see the second one. And then as we move across to the inside of the vehicle, here's where you're going to see the two bolts that screw up into this frame rail. Behind that frame rail, if you were to look back in there, is exactly where the drain plug is. And I'll show you that in the next video, because there's no way to access the view from here. So take this plate free, slide it out of the way, and that will access the drain plug. Once you've removed the plastic skid plate, as I showed you before, you'll see as you look up through the frame rail, this is the outlet of the drain plug. It's a small rubber tube
with some slits in there that basically come down to a point. Material will gather in those points, or at that point there, and that's where the clog starts. What I did was I took a long narrow screwdriver, reached up in there and just released that material, and the water came freely. So this should take care of the issue without having to go inside the vehicle and removing any of the driver's side plastic panels.